Welcome back to the Unofficial Engineering podcast. Can a podcast be less than 11 minutes without it being illegal? Illegal. I'm going to say and argue yes, but this is just a master class mostly for me in public speaking. Public speaking, dude. I don't know, like the Joe Rogans of the world or whoever. I think the Joe Rogan podcast has the number one spot on like Spotify for podcasts. Like, I wonder if Joe Rogan goes through any sort of exercises before he begins to speak. Is that weird? That's not weird. That's normal. Whatever. I'm just getting warmed up. Um. So since it's brief, I'm gonna just jump into the topic or something. Um. I wanted to talk about hoverboards, but then I realized like I think at the crux of engineering is trains, and I don't think it has to be like that, nor do I think that's what gets kids interested in this idea of like using your brain to get out of a situation, and that may involve crafting a machine or something. But um like when I get up in the morning, I'm just this body, like I'm an engine, and I don't want to move. But think about a train, dude. Like, trains aren't like. I'm trying to keep this family friendly here, so I'm gonna use my words precisely. Like, trains, I don't know, they kind of have like this. I don't know what the vibe is of trains, if you will, but um, I don't know. Like, I get up in the morning and I just feel like a train. Like, a train has to move thousands of pounds, like probably 2,000 pounds. That's a ton, right? And somehow it gets from, let's see if I remember anything from when I actually studied engineering and physics and all that stuff. Not that I did, but whatever. I took an industrial engineering class at a state university, so I feel qualified to talk about this. No, come on, do I have any high school knowledge? No, I don't. But it starts at like a static state, like static. What is it? I know this. Well, all I know is it has a lot of potential energy, and to get converted into, um, I don't know. I don't think this is the correct phrasing, and I don't even know if this is worth your time. But it goes from 0 speed per hour. That's definitely a metric. It goes from 0 miles per hour to like 30 miles an hour, and it's just kind of crazy. Like, I think it's just steam powered, but yeah, I think they put coal in this thing, and then it I don't know. It starts going like an inch an hour. Dude, I don't even know. I guess yeah, that's like a metric. And then somehow it goes from 0 miles an hour to 30, and it's just phenomenal. Like 2,000 pounds. And I think it only has like one engine. That's insane, dude. Like, I guess why, like, you take one of those freights and you put it on a semi truck, and then it's like, okay, you don't have to move in that linear path. But trains are underrated in the engineering community, and like, not really, because I think that is like probably at the root of engineering. But I don't know. Yeah, I just get up in the morning and I don't want to move at all. But like, you got to get that train going. I don't know. But I guess that's all I have to say about that. But I don't know. Maybe it's worth talking about the fact that you can also chill out in one. I guess you can chill out in like other engine sort of environments, like a car. But I don't know. I was also thinking about cars, and like, I don't know. I feel like when you're young, you want to like do that new thing that sparks all the new energy and like passion and your field or whatever. And I feel like for a little bit I thought electricity was like under understood. So I was like, okay, maybe like an electric engine or something. But I don't know. It's kind of, I don't want to say ironic, but it's kind of weird, I guess, that I don't really know how a car works. And I think, I mean, that's a huge rabbit hole, but I mean, is it, I think the transmission is key. I'm just going to say that. And I know there's like cylinders in a car, and I think it reaches, I don't know, cars are kind of interesting, I guess. But let's see, hoverboards. Can we just all agree that hoverboards don't hover? Like, call them a Segway. And when I was growing up, Segways kind of, I don't want to say they seemed like the future, but they were definitely like some hoity-toity stuff. But then at a certain point, like, I guess they just kind of were probably too expensive. But I think you can get a hoverboard for like about $100 and it will catch on fire, but it's fine because um, you got yourself a Segway. No, I remember actually like the first time I rode a hoverboard was actually pretty cool. Like, I wonder if in the year 2040, skateboarders or like the X Games will incorporate a hoverboard category. 'Cause they can go pretty fast. If you've never ridden one, then you're probably above the age of 30. And that's fine. Um, I don't know if a bicycle is an appropriate metaphor to compare it against. Like, there is kind of a learning curve, but they're cool. But I don't know, just to combine these topics here, like, you could get a levitating train system with a bunch of magnets, and it's probably going to be way too expensive, but that's definitely a concept, right? Like, I don't know, something else about, like, the engineering space, if you will, is like you'll see a lot of videos online if you're like plugged into this scene or whatever of these insane machines, but for some reason I feel like the mass adoption of them or something doesn't catch on, or like, I've seen videos of like pretty much magnets that are repelling each other are being utilized to, like, I don't know, kind of transmit this idea of like movement without contact, but like, where is it in society, I guess? Like, I don't even know, because like I feel like I've also seen some commercials for like toys that climb walls, and like how is that, like, sometimes I'm almost just in disbelief of what people can do. Or like, my little brother has a life straw, and like, I guess it's just a bunch of, like, the water filtration system is just like a bunch of holes in plastic, and it's like there's no way that should allow anyone to like drink a puddle of water, but it markets it and it's in stores and it's like $25, so it seems real, but for whatever reason I'm just like, I think I'm just mesmerized by what people can do. And I'm not like, that probably makes me sound delusional, like, I don't know, but is it like some, I don't know, about virtual reality too, like sometimes like the thought comes in my head that something isn't real. And like, it's just a weird thing. But I guess what I'm trying to say is I would at this point use a life straw, and if anyone wants to send me a life straw, no, I'm kidding, don't do that. I don't know. Okay, the the Power Wheels cars were a pretty big deal at these conventions for like engineers kind of trying to show off their gadgets for a little bit. And holy crap, I kind of forgot what how I worded that just a minute ago, but All I know is I don't know anything. Um, but yeah, the Power Wheels cars, the cars for kids that are just electric. I know there's a YouTuber who has modified one just to try to get like, I think he tried to go like 100 miles in his, and I think he just decreased the amperage. That doesn't sound right, but I don't know. Maybe if you slap in another battery in parallel, and I can already hear everybody who doesn't really know too much about this stuff just like whatever. Yeah, you use pretty much double the battery size. Like I don't know, a car battery is just 12 volts. I'm pretty sure, and I think the kids cars are 6 volts. So conspiracy? No. um. Hmm. What else? What else? Um. Jetpacks. Jetpacks count as an engine. Um. What is it about jetpacks? I think they're just too expensive. But hopefully this doesn't come across as insensitive because that's not my intent at all. But all right, so I'm thinking about flying hovercrafts and like the drones or whatever. Like the quadcopters are definitely like an aerial thing. And I don't know if you take the four propellers and you condense it down to one, that's a helicopter. And like Kobe Bryant died in a helicopter crash, and I feel like it was around that time frame when people gave up on this idea of the future. I don't know. Is that just my perception? That's probably just a point that I was in my life when I was kind of just like confused or something. But so last podcast I brought up Arduinos, and for those of y'all who don't know, um, you can kind of go about making a quadcopter or a drone with what's called a shield, and the shield plugs on top of the Arduino. And I don't know, just kind of think of it as Legos, but um, I've yet to come across a shield that actually, I guess, like works to supply enough wattage to four motors. But I don't know, maybe you're probably losing faith in me right now, which is totally valid because I just brought up the idea that you can build a quadcopter with an Arduino shield, and I don't even know of one that exists. I mean, there's like a reputable company that makes an Arduino shield for motors specifically, but I don't know. In my experience, I couldn't get it to work. But I don't know. I'm older and wiser now. I want to say that it exists, and I know that you can make a quadcopter with just an Arduino alone, just as like the brain. So I don't even know, but y'all should look into shields if you have not. Again, shields. Sorry, excuse me, it's late here, but what else? Hmm. I don't know. I think it's kind of cool to end the episode on a somber note, and not somber so much as it is just like a weird creative thing. Like I talked about eyeballs at the end of one of my podcasts, and I think maybe I should just talk about eyeballs a bit more. Like something else about eyeballs is you can choose where you don't want to look. Like I was at the grocery store a little bit ago, and it's like you don't have to look at everything. I don't know if that makes any sense, but yeah, okay. I don't even know, y'all. Um, Thanks for listening to this podcast, and have a good rest of your day. Hopefully you learned something, and if you did, I guess you could share it with a friend. But I don't want to be like everyone else, so don't send it to anybody else. All right, bye.